Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to talk about Gift of Tulips, and this is published by Weird Giraffe Games.
I like giving you flowers, but only the spring.
Flowers. Why only the spring?
I don't know. I never think about it in the summer.
They're everywhere.
Or other seasons for that matter. Because you like daffodils.
Yeah, those are spring. Yeah.
And tulips are late spring.
Are they?
Early summer.
I honestly don't know.
I don't either. I think so.
So anyway.
Gift of Tulips. This is a really pretty game all about giving flowers to other people, but you're trying to secretly keep the best flowers back for yourself as well. This takes place during the Tulip Festival in Amsterdam. Let me give you a quick overview of how it plays. All right, here is our setup for Gift of Tulips. All I did was I followed this card. This is a game setup. It basically tells you exactly what to do based off of how many players you're playing with. Basically, the deck is going to be bigger or smaller, and then also which these placement cards, they're going to be a little different based off the players as well. I set up for a two-player game. That's what we play most often, but it's basically all these cards are going to tell us how much points everything's worth at the end of the game, how much points when you keep a card, how much points when you trade a card, and I'll explain all that in just a minute. All right, so once you're set up, you can turn that over. It is now a reference guides. Basically tells you all the things you can do, but really it's simple. There's only 3 actions that you can do on a turn. You're going to draw one of these tulip cards, and you're either going to keep it, you're going to give it away, or you're going to add it to the showcase here in the middle of the table. And you're going to do that twice, but they cannot be the same thing. So let's do our first card. All right, you know what? Hey, this one is not too bad. This one's going to be the second place card. We'll hang on to that one. When we hang on to this card, because it is the second place card, it's pretty strong. It's not worth any points in this scenario. Second card, when we look at that, hey, it's the exact same thing. We cannot repeat our action. This time, you know what? We're going to give it away. I was going to give this one to Bethany. It's going to be worth 2 points, plus what the number of the card was. In this case, it was a 4. So we're going to get 6 points on our little personal score marker. On Bethany's turn, she might flip over a card, and she might say, you know what? That card's not even ranked yet. Let's put this on the board. What's going to happen is, this is a 3. When you add a card, if it's tied, it goes above where it's at. But now this card is ranked, and now this one's moving on to 3rd. This card I've got is not quite as good as it used to be for the end-of-game scenario. Her other card, she might keep that, knowing that eventually that's going to be worth some points as well, especially because this is basically what the blue one's going to be. It's worth 2 points if she hangs on to it, so it's some points in it for her as well. That's really what we're doing. All we're doing is we're either keeping cards, giving cards away, we can modify the market, and it kind of changes what the values of what everyone has. You get points for giving cards away, especially if they're higher ranked. You get points for keeping cards, especially if they're lower ranked. And you can modify the market. Those are really basically the 3 major actions. The game is going to end when this deck runs out, and it's all timed out based off the number of players, so it's going to end really cleanly. There's another situation, however, we can actually manipulate the market blindly. So instead of playing a card face up to our market, what we can do is we can play a card face down. At the end of the game, we're going to take all those cards that were face down, and we're going to shuffle them up. We're going to draw 5 of them, and we're going to add those to the cards that are already out here. It's going to manipulate the market even more in kind of a way that we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen. The 4th place card might all of a sudden become the 2nd or even 1st place card based off of what was drawn. So it can be really kind of fun knowing what's in there and adding cards to it, hoping that your cards get drawn and can manipulate the market in your favor. So everyone has their own personal little score tracker that's going to be moving along as the game goes on. Again, like I said before, you're going to get points for giving away cards. You're going to get points for keeping cards. And at the end of the game, you're going to get points for having the most of cards that is the trophy winner. So for instance, if I had the most, let's say these were the first place card at the end of the game. If I had the most of these, I'd get 15 points. Whoever had the most of these would get 10 points. Whoever had the most of these would get 5 points. And this blue cards, this one right here, would be worth no points at the end of the game because it's the one that has the least. Obviously, there would be a whole lot more cards out there, but this is just an example. And again, all these scoring metrics would also be different based off of the number of players. But when that deck runs out, whoever has the most points wins the game.
Can I just say, guys, and I know that I can, I loved this artwork. So I liked the back of the cards. I liked
it had that very
that Holland type of
that Dutch looking.
Yes, I had that that, like, those bowls, everybody knows what bowls I'm talking about, and the plates, because everybody
The white and blue, like,
yes,
porcelain.
everybody our age has some type of relative who had this stuff, so everybody knows what I'm talking about, and it just reminded me of that, and then I know it was just the 4 flowers over and over again, but they were so nice, they're pretty, it was just a pretty game. Very, very pretty game.
Yeah, this one, I really like the balance, kind of like the teeter-tottering that happened. You wanted to give the best cards away to get the most points, but also that meant you were giving away the best cards.
Yeah.
And you wanted to keep back the worst cards to get yourself some points. But then that meant you had the worst cards. So then you had this, this kind of this juxtaposition between giving and taking and keeping. And I thought that was a really clever, really interesting way to balance everything out.
I loved that you couldn't repeat the action. I just liked that little bit of, not necessarily stress, but just having to think ahead of time and think what could potentially happen. And if I do this, I definitely can't do this if another card is drawn. And I really liked that simple, small decision in this game.
I like how you can influence the market. Let's say, you had been hoarding on these kind of crappy cards that were like the low value, but then later on you could, put more cards, pump more cards of that in there to try to raise it up in the rankings so that towards the end of the game you would have the ones that you had that weren't good before now are better. Yeah. And on top of that, there's these secret, face down cards that can influence the market. Not all of them are going to come out, so it's even more intrigue than just face down cards.
Yeah, we did play a 2-player game once where they all did come out.
Yeah, we didn't use that action very often. So
and only one person did it. Ryan did it.
And I forgot what I put in.
Yeah.
But I really like how you could manipulate the market as well as that secret, face down market adjustments that can happen at the end of the game that can really mess with things. But if you have the memory and remember what you put in there, like I don't, you can make some moves there at the end.
All right, guys. So what did I really think of this game?
Dun dun dun.
It was lovely. I really enjoyed this game. It was relaxing. This was a game that was nice and easy, and it was relaxing for me to play because, there's the choices aren't difficult, but they're deep enough for me, and the artwork was pretty, and you're just like looking at all these flowers, and you're passing them around, and I'm a sucker for cute little themes like that, and cute little artwork, and it was just really, really enjoyable.
I agree that the theme was unique, but still really cool. It wasn't aggressive. You were giving stuff away.
Yeah.
You're still trying to get the most points. It was just really fun. And it was a lighthearted theme. Yes. I will say that, my preference is usually on the heavier side of things. So, I would have liked to have had a heavier game, but who really wants to buy a heavy game like
about tulips?
About tulips, probably no one. So again, this is you nailed it. When you said it was very peaceful, very. It was we could come home at the end of the game, we could play it, and it's just a great way to kind of unwind, talk about the day as we're playing. Yes. Very little stress, and I get to give you flowers, just like I like to do.
And I get to give you flowers.
That's right. And you give me flowers. I love that she does give me flowers.
I do give guys like flowers.
Guys like flowers.
If you like flowers and you are a dude, tell us in the comments below what your favorite flower is, because I'm curious. Because guys like flowers. They do.
Yeah, it's not like, it just means that you like me, and I like that you like me.
Yeah.
And I like you too.
I like you too. Okay, so before
we like kiss and smooch.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. You can find us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on Instagram under Ryan and Bethany, and on Twitter we are Ryan and Bethany 1.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.